Okay, it's October the 14th, 2019. George Webb here on the Potomac on the Diplomatic Back Channel, just across from Dahlgren Naval Surface Warfare Center. I wanted to buy in the White House, and the person who's the ringleader is Fiona Hill. We knew that a year ago when the New York Times came out and featured an article on her, taking stuff off the president's desk, and we know that she has contacts to Christopher Steele's Dossier group. We know through Halliet, we know through her old Harvard professor, Russian professor. We know through various contacts that she has been a long time Atlantic Council, NATO, chum of Dmitry Alperovitch. We've known for a long time that she's written position papers at the Brookings Institute to favor Libya attacks, Syria attacks, all the Moaz Mustafa moderate Muslim sort of schemes that this Ukrainian group has come up with. And this Ukrainian group tends to be the kind of the front men or the spies for NATO actions, for basically a hedge fund for covert action. Sometimes it's just to split the country to get all the resources. Sometimes it's to take down the country and take over all the resources. So 3 years in advance, because the leopards are not going to change their spots. These groups and these associations don't change. This covert action server didn't just start with Trump. It didn't just start with Biden. It didn't just start with the Bushes and the vice president at that time, Dick Cheney. It goes all the way back to the first Bush, and probably all the way back to the early days of when Bush and Cheney were in the White House in the early 70s. So you have to center in on Fiona Hill. You have to center in on NATO. You have to center in on the Atlantic Council. You have to center in on the Blackberries. You have to go to the physical evidence. You have to go to the fact witnesses. Look at just in our series, if you just, if you can do your ABCs, A for Awan, the Awan spy ring. You have 6 fact witnesses there. You not only have the physical evidence, you not only have Taggart, and Taggart's wife would also be a fact witness, and also Laura Everly. So there's 3 fact witnesses that we've shown you, but there's all 6 of the Awans in the spy ring there can, if you're talking about impeachment hearings, all 6 of those people can be subpoenaed as fact witnesses. Let's go to B for the Biden Blackberries. You can subpoena Bill Taylor. You can subpoena the guy I talked to. If it wasn't Bill Taylor, we can find out who that was. We can subpoena the Gauntlers, the 2 Gauntlers. We can subpoena, now let's go to the C, as far as Crossfire Hurricane goes, and as far as Crowdstrike goes. You can ask Dmitry Alperovitch, have you ever met any of the people in our story? Have you ever met Fiona Hill? When's the first time you ever met Fiona Hill? Have you ever configured any Blackberries for Fiona Hill? Have you ever configured any Blackberries for people at the State Department? We know he has. This is the kind of grounding that you need in order to move forward. Let's talk about D for DNC. A slew of fact witnesses. All the ones in Luke's book are potential fact witnesses. Ed Flaherty, Sean Moran, Stefan Taylor, whoever that is. All the people that Luke has mentioned in this DNC saga that knew about the server, touched the server, Becerra, all the people in his articles that he hid their faces, we can make all those people fact witnesses. Again, the strategy here is not to be another Crowdstrike, not to be a Trump flying monkey. The idea is to bring up evidence, bring up fact witnesses, bring up physical evidence, so that Trump can present this at his impeachment hearing as a counter narrative to the same. Basically, I don't want to see us do the same thing on our side as Adam Schiff's doing on his side, which is basically just put out innuendo and assertions as proof, and then have secret hearings, tribunal hearings. I want to flood the court with fact witnesses, flood the court with subpoenas and so forth, because we've done the network analysis. We know what the result is going to be. So that's